Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to game number 2 of a best of 3. It's going to be Dignitas versus 4 Friends and Krilly for the Corsair Summer Tour 2013, brought to you by Beyond the Summit, made possible by Gosu Gamers, the organizers, as well as Corsair, the sponsors. Merlini, game 1 was painful.
That was just brutal. Brutally ugly.
Brutal, ugly.
I hope they can bounce back, though. 4FC, definitely the underdog in this, but I don't think Kunkka is like too unusual. Maybe if they need a win, they can try and run some sort of cheesy strat, maybe like Treant Protector or just like Spirit Cow in the off lane, just something that can throw Dignitas off, because they played against Kunkka. Kunkka isn't that uncommon. They played against Lone Druid.
Yeah.
They played against Lich. I mean, it's novel and it's like cute, but does it actually work? Will it actually take Dignitas off guard? I don't think so. I don't think they can beat them in a straight up regular draft. Or if they do, not with the way they played last game.
They're not going to beat Dignitas that way. I think that's for sure. So with that being said, we're going to hop into the draft. We'll see what the teams are picking. I can tell you there will be no Treant this game because he's been banned by 4FC. Dignitas, same style we've seen from them all day long. Ooh, we'll have something interesting here. Pretty cute combo. Disruption into Light Strike right into the Mirana Arrow. A lot of burst damage, a lot of killing potential. Dignitas, their customary style, they'll pick 4 heroes that really need levels, really need farm. And somehow, they'll probably find a way to make it work.
Maybe we'll see some sick Visage Familiar arrow blocks. I've seen those before.
Yeah, they can block the arrows.
Yeah, they can block. Huh. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll have to see. He's got to hit 6 first, though.
I feel like they could just pick Chen and just like completely roll them with almost like a very similar lineup to last game.
For Dignitas, you mean?
Right. I'm a little scared for 4FC right
Yeah,
now.
4FC have a little bit better counter push because they've got Alina as one of their supports this game, which obviously is going to do more for you in a counter push situation than a Lich. They have Prophet ult. I think they can stall pushes a bit better, but I still feel like Dignitas, once they hit 6, they just have so much burst, so much chasing potential, tons of lockdown, and I don't think 4FC really have a way to deal with a TA. Surge, Ion Shell, they don't have much damage over time, just Shadow Poison.
Force Nature Treants.
Yeah, buddy.
Gyrocopter would have been good for them.
I don't know about that, but yeah, a Gyrocopter would have been good. I don't know about the Force of Nature Treants. Is what I meant. But Dignitas now, they'll work on their last pick. You suggested Chen. He is still available. They do like to run it.
Yeah, but that would leave them in like a slightly awkward position because they wouldn't have
Farming Visage.
Yeah, farming farming Nyx Assassin. Rush that Dagon. Well,
Yeah.
I'll see. I mean, we'll see what they go. What other? Oh, just anti-mage.
Oh, really?
Versus Shadow Demon is a little bit unusual, but the thing about anti-mage, he actually crushes Nature's Prophet in a one-on-one situation. If they do decide to do Nature's Prophet, they can either just rotate the supports away, just go gank for Templar Assassin or Darkseer, and just leave anti-mage to his own devices.
I will say if 4FC want to aggressive trying against that anti-mage, they can actually kill him. Disruption, Blink does have a cast animation, so if you time the arrow perfectly and you isolate anti-mage, they've got the burst, they've got the damage to bring him down.
Spell shield. Ooh, Axe. This is what I'm talking about.
Attacks.
This is awesome. I believe his spin, his counter helix goes through the Visage bat, so those can actually get owned if he spin on them. I guess I don't know if that's a bad counter. You can also try and slow down Darkseer during a surge, but is Axe really that effective? I don't think he's that effective versus TA. Sure, his battle hunger.
He's really good at killing anti-mage, though. If you disrupt him and then call him, also Culling Blade, it doesn't matter that he's got Spell Shield, doesn't matter that he's got high base armor. Anti-mage is normally fairly squishy, so
this is true.
I think this could work.
Axe solo mid?
Yeah, that's the one thing, is how are they going to lane it? Maybe it's a Mirana and a Prophet as the soul, and then a tri-lane Axe. Could be an option here. I think the one thing that I like for 4FC is just that they're doing something unorthodox. Like you said, I don't think that they're going to win a straight-up game versus Dignitas. Dignitas playing boring, playing safe, playing standard. 4FC, we'll be rooting for them now.
Oh, the smoke. Level 1 smoke. Here we go. Here's some action.
Level 1 smoke from 4FC will introduce the team that's leading this best of 3, 1-0. It's Dignitas on the Dire Side Universe on his signature Darkseer. He loves that hero. AUI 2000, handling the anti-mage, starting with an early magic stick. Has been pulled quite a bit of regen. We'll have Snake King handling the Templar Assassin. Way too sexy on the Visage. Wow. And last but not least, Fogged on the Nyx. They smoked from the base. Krilly leading the way for 4FC. He's the namesake for this team. 4 Friends and Krilly is the masthead. We'll see if they can make something happen here. Boomski, your Shadow Demon, was the standout for me, although you didn't like the skill bit, which I agree with. He could be in trouble. He's lurking at the tree line. The smoke will be dispelled. I believe it timed out. I don't think it actually got dispelled by anyone. AUI lurking in the trees Looks like we won't have an engagement. Strangby on your Mirana. Jussie playing the Lina. Krilly, the Prophet, as I just mentioned. And Blomberg, maybe it will be a solo mid-X. Interesting.
Yeah, solo X mid is pretty decent versus TA. Actually, you can just play very, very aggressively at the early levels, get that battle hunger, get a bottle for mana.
Yeah, he actually just beats TA, I would say.
If they're evenly skilled.
Well, we'll see. Blomberg against Snake King. I think Blomberg was the clockwork last game. He didn't particularly impress me, but I think this matchup does favor the X quite a bit. I believe it was Zenith has run it a few times against TA, and generally they prevail. Not saying Blomberg is at the same skill level as XY or Ice, but I like the pick. I'll be rooting for 4FC this game for sure.
4FC had a smoke, but they took such a long time to buy their items, they weren't even able to block the spawn on Dignitas, and that's just a waste of smoke. I don't know what exactly they were doing. I think they were like trying to pull tangos to Blomberg in middle, but I mean, he was so far behind. He was like even slower than Dignitas' heroes 1 year smoke, so we see Weith2 already rotating mid, trying to zone out the X a little bit.
Yeah, once he hits level 2, that's where things start to hurt, especially the level 2 battle hunger once he hits level 3. Very annoying, but if they keep Weith2 here, they can maybe zone him out, let Snake King get his early bottle, and then he won't be in quite as much trouble. AUI's been caught top, though. He drops quickly. Can they bring him down? He's taking Spell Shield at level 1. A perfect impale by Fog. Might get him out of trouble. Arrow still cooling down. 6 seconds to go. Very unusual to see that Spell Shield level 1.
And Magic Stick. I think it's a better pickup, though, just because he almost is always going to be stun locked if 4FC can coordinate properly. And if you get bursted down from 100 to 0, Blink is useless.
That's absolutely true, and for the time being, AUI does manage to dodge a bullet there, but he's already used the salve. He's under a lot of duress. This is not an anti-mage that will farm well. It looks like the lane is favoring 4FC, Jussie tangoing through the trees, maybe looking for an opening. Dignitas, a pretty weak defensive tri-lane, I feel. Like, once they get levels, they're fantastic, but just Nick's a hero that needs a lot of levels to do much. Obviously, Visage strong at level 1. Anti-mage, a bit vulnerable, especially to Shadow Demon, can't really take any points in Mana Break. I think this lane looks good for them. I think their mid lane looks pretty good. And then I guess the one big question is, how's Krilly doing bottom versus Universe?
I saw Universe do one creep pull. I don't exactly know which camp it is, but he should be slightly ahead on levels. He looks to be 3 3/4, where Krilly is almost level 3, but one wave yet to die. Universe looks like he's going to play very aggressively.
The King is not having fun mid. Blomberg constantly spamming out, and now looking for a spin here, but he just can't get one. Well, it's possible just to get crushed in the lane if you don't get spins at the right time. Tanking creeps, taking a lot of additional damage. Now spinning.
Oh, on bottom
Snake
lane,
King's out of range. And Krilly, meanwhile, bottom lane will be forced to TP out. Universe just running in circles around them. Once that first TP comes, the lane tends to get a lot harder for the Prof. It'll TP back in now. Doesn't actually have Triumph to summon, so maybe could have waited a few more seconds here, but precious experience going down the drain, so TP's back immediately.
And I think he's going to get probably get dived on as soon as Darkseer probably hits level 5 again. Krilly is, I don't know. I think he's very vulnerable to Darkseer. Universe has played this matchup a lot, and
yeah, that's
Darkseer
a very hard matchup.
Generally crushes Darkseer, or generally crushes Nature's Prophet. Keeping my eye on top lane. Anti-Mage has not skilled Mana Break yet, and this is the very typical build if you are playing versus Shadow Demon. Just because an aggressive tri-lane versus a safe lane Anti-Mage lineup, they're almost always going to try and shut down the Anti-Mage like they are doing right now. He's 6-0, and if they initiate on with a Disrupt, he could very well die to his own Mana Break if those illusions are hitting him, which they almost certainly are going to be with the Chain Sun combo.
Oh, Blomberg going to work here on Snake King. Unfortunately, Snake King does last hit a creep, removes the Battle Hunger immediately. It's going to be a level 3 Battle Hunger soon. If 4FC decide to rotate off this lane, which I believe they could, I think Mirana would be fine. They might be able to get a kill. There's one Observer Ward, but we'll see if there is any smoke. None up on the supports. Well, for the time being, playing passively. Again, Blomberg going in mid, but Snake King a bit too healthy. Constantly bottle crowing here. We'll see the Courier now delivering his boots. The bottle probably going back. Maybe even Prophet goes for a kill mid at some point if Snake King's low, but for the time being, he's way too healthy. X mid doesn't seem to be working out that well thus far.
It's alright, but again, if you get a little bit unlucky with spins, if the TA is able to control his wave to his tower or just get a lot of last hits with the Battle Hunger on, then it really loses a lot of its effectiveness.
Yeah, Snake King, he'll pop Refraction here just for the additional damage, trying to go for a last hit. He gets called. Where's the spins for Blomberg? Just cannot buy one. He got one spin there. He's got another Battle Hunger. Snake King, oh, Blomberg not going for the Battle Hunger yet. Wants to wait until these creeps die, and then he'll probably pop it. No, just not going to pop it at all.
Looking for that 4-minute rune, and that spawn bottom, and this is double damage. Let's see who tries and get it first. If Snake King gets it, that's pretty much just game over for the lane.
Yeah, if Snake gets that, he'll then hit level 6. He'll eat a Battle Hunger now, but Blomberg's a bit low to go in.
Yeah, and he immediately took it off.
And yeah, Snake also just using Refraction to last hit really nicely. You kind of have to time the call so that when Snake King goes to last hit, you just catch him. He doesn't remove Battle Hunger, and then he's forced to run.
Oh,
but
Crilly on bottom.
Here comes the dive from Universe, doing a lot of damage. Double damage room will go his way, but top lane is where the real action picks up. AUI 2000 low. Soul Assumption goes through. Lina, your first blood. Back to bottom lane. Crilly still in trouble on the run.
Oh.
Salving up should be okay, and then back to top. Just a constant merry-go-round of action of these lanes. Fogged will fall. 1 kill so far. Strangby on the hunt. There's your Prophet ult. Crilly picks up the double. Much needed gold for that Prophet, and this will be a very fast Midas, and Crilly loves his Midas.
Anti-Mage has died too, and that's very important for 4SC. But Snaking is left unchecked. It is about to be nighttime with level 6. He will have those TA traps, and I believe he still has that DD in his bottle too. And phase boost already. I mean, this, in theory, it's an okay matchup, but the problem is,
Problem is he just kind of got outlast hit early on, and Blomberg now driven back, unlucky with the spins as well. They're going to make a go on Snakey, to stun wildly missing Jussie. Could go down. Snakey drops the trap, now going onto Jussie, barely gets called. It looks like Blomberg might take the fall instead. They both might die. Trap available again. You do not want to fight TA like this. One by one, they're getting picked off. 2 kills going his way. Well, that lane's over.
That lane is over indeed. Checking the last hits a few minutes ago, it was 15-4 for TA and 15-3 for Axe, and I think that Axe should be way ahead on that, just because Templar Assassin has very low range at level 2 or a level 1 side blaze, which he usually starts maxing like way past 11, and then you can just play on the other side of the creep wave and tank it. And if TA tries to contest you, you just spin a lot, and you can just force him out of the wave and just battle hunger him if he stands really far away and control the lane that way. And you should have a pretty big edge 1 through 4, maybe 1 through 5 too. But as soon as TA hits 6, it's a different story, because you can slow, you have better rune control, and you can abuse runes much better than Axe can. And if you don't...
Snake King maybe in a tiny bit of trouble. There's a disruption. A Soul Catcher will follow, but they do not have any damage over time yet. Prophet ult splashing through as well. AUI taking a bit of chip damage from that. I believe Crilly will have his Midas. Did I mention he likes this item? He really likes this item. Meanwhile, top lane, on the run of Strangby, gets impaled. Has a leap, can't use it in time, will go down. And AUI hitting level 5, still sitting. Actually has gone just mass stats here. No points in Mana Break. And 4FC, a lot of early movement, but losing the laning stage to a team that has an anti-mage at TA and some really strong level 6 supports. This looks to be trouble. This looks to be a whole lot of trouble for them.
Yeah, looking at the XP in the gold graph, a little over 3,000 for XP and around 3,000 gold in favor of Dignitas. And this is with no towers down, actually. And Universe, I think a lot of that has to do with him being able to abuse this camp too. He's level 8.5 versus Nature's Prophet being almost level 8.5, and he kept in mind he picked up 2 kills with his
Blomberg didn't do his math correctly. Now Crilly comes in, tries to kill Snaking low. He is dropping a Battle Hunger. He's not going to fall, however.
That tango
made the difference. And, well, our Axe could have thrown out another Battle Hunger. I believe that would have secured the kill, but tries to go for the Culling Blade instead, and Blomberg can't find it.
And Snaking has not died yet. I think he is going to snowball his way into this mid game.
They found somebody here. AUI 2000, a bit of trouble. The arrow perfectly timed. Now the nukes come through. Or sorry, not AUI. That was fogged. Don't know why I thought it was the anti-mage. But the Nyx will go down, and mid lane, in comes Snaking. He drops the trap. He goes on to Crilly, gets called while having Battle Hunger up, immediately sprouted. But now the familiars have joined the fight. Crilly is slow as hell. Trap deployed. Visage says, give me that gold. Snaking says, it's all mine, baby. He'll pick it up.
Grave Chill and Psionic slow. Way too much for him.
His move speed was probably like 100 there. that was really painful.
And Aoi has actually decided to go for Treads. I think this is a good pickup, because if he thinks he's in a very defensive position, again, he runs the risk of being bursted down from 100 to 0, just like Fog did. And that extra HP, that extra Stout Shield's viability, let's check him out on top.
They get the arrow off. It's a short-range arrow. It's not much damage. The Treads making the difference. AUI blinking away 40 HP, but he will prevail. He lives to fight another day. In 4FC, they ran such an aggressive tri-lane. They ran the Axe mid to dominate TA. Their lineup was really predicated on just crushing those 2 lanes, and unfortunately...
Jussie gets destroyed by those
Haven't been able to do it. Did I really just do that? Moving away the second that wave 2 comes in. Well, the Familiar's doing heavy lifting there.
And this is the thing about Visage. They picked him up 3rd, and it's just so good in a triple lane. They had a lot of good initiations, and they picked up a couple of kills, but once Visage is able to pull all the time, they couldn't contest his pull early game at all. They didn't block it at all. Once he hits level 6, he just destroys these supports because they weren't able to pick up enough kills. And good play by Aoi there. I believe he dodged 2 deaths with under 100 HP. And Jussie on the Lina and Shadow Demon are both level 4. Meanwhile, the supports level 6 on the Nyx Assassin and level 7 on the Visage. Almost 8.
Yeah, those support levels are the big thing here, as well as the fact that our Lina Jussie doesn't even have boots yet. These supports are complete food for the Nyx Assassin, for the Visage. They're solo kills for either of those heroes, and that puts 4FC in a very defensive position. Even the farmers, Mirana, the Prophet, every single hero in 4FC will die to a +1 from a Nyx, a +1 from the Visage. So you throw those two in, it could be trouble. Fogg will be spotted though. He tries to run in. His Vendetta gank won't be successful. Now gets impaled, or stunned rather, I should say. There's your call from Blomberg, needing a bit more spin, chopping off with his head. Nice movement from Boomski. Again, finding ways to keep his team.
By Boomski.
Perfect timing, really. The sentry dropped, waiting on the high ground. They need more of that.
And there's a drums pick on the Templar Assassin, not opting for the Blink build. I think it's a decent choice. Some people like to go Blink just so you can go, you can meet Disrupt, but good Shadow Demons will always just Shadow Poison you during Disrupt, so it will be disabled. So I think going a safer HP build is the right choice here. And Visage has been involved in every single kill on Dignitas. Way too sexy. 6-1-1. He almost has more kills than creep kills.
You're right, he's got the same right now. 7-2 as far as total kills participated in. It is the same as his number of creeps. I also really like the phase drums. It seems it's just a more versatile build. You can still tower dive and chase and go for early kills with it.
Really looks like he's in danger on bottom. Snaking has a haste rune.
Yeah, they're looking to go in here, but Krilly will back off. Haste rune is up.
They have the Visage familiars there. Oh, here they goes.
Meanwhile, mid lane, they're also going for some aggression, but it is bottom where Snake King drops a trap, wildly whiffing there. Doesn't even matter, just going to right-click his way to kill off Krilly. Vacuum back into that final side blade. Down he goes. Did even pop a drum charge for that, which was completely unnecessary, but nonetheless, he'll get the kill.
Not like Eastern Dota.
Yeah, they have the opposite problem. They hold it too long. Boomski in trouble. He's just used Disruption. No way out for him. Blomberg could be next. Snake King, no trap deployed yet as it was cooling down from that previous kill. Double kill for him. Way 2 with a point booster already. I'm just seeing a level 4 Lina, a level 5 Shadow Demon. I don't know what those heroes do in this game. They're just walking sacks of gold for Dignitas.
Yes, they are. And they have to constantly buy money on sentries, too, to try and kill TA. They even overlap some over here. I mean, they are just going to just die to any of these heroes on Dignitas for the remainder of the game. Things are not looking good for 4FC. Again, the aggressive triple lane, if you don't get enough kills and aren't able to contest either of these pulls, I actually saw Dignitas utilize this pull earlier. And if your tri-lane isn't strong enough to contest that, then you really have to evaluate the hero picks for that.
Yeah, Dignitas did a nice job of defending their jungle. You pointed out early that 4FC went for a smoke gank, but took too long to get out of the fountain, couldn't block the pulls. That also hurt them quite a bit. And Dignitas, I think, just showing their veteran poise in this situation. They'll go for Roche, the early mech, as well as Templar Assassins minus armor for Meld, making it an easy kill. And with that Aegis up on Snake King, now he can really go hard at these heroes. Can tower dive with absolute impunity. 4FC, well, they're struggling now, especially when you pick a hero like Axe, a Mirana tri-lane. These heroes don't bring as much to the table as others after the laning stage, so you really have to dominate the lanes. Unfortunately, they couldn't. Krilly will TP into his own jungle, immediately start farming. Snake King's waiting here. Had an Ion Shell. Surprised he didn't just go on Krilly immediately. He knew the TP was cooling down. Could have at least forced a teleport scroll out of him, but waits for backup. He'll get some now. Smoke from Dignitas. Here we go. Way 2 onto the high ground. Our Prophet in a lot of trouble. There's your trap. Now Krilly will TP out. He sprouts himself. He sprouts himself out, but the familiars, no stun even necessary. Just a vacuum soul assumption to the face. Dignitas in cruise control mode at this point. 10-5 your score, 13.5 minutes in. This could be a very quick game too. They now lead by 7.5k gold, 10k experience. And this aggression is probably just going to keep on rolling.
Nice try to tread switch by the Nation Prophet, but just not enough. I think Dignitas also has a very good 4 Protect 1 lineup. They can do a lot of work with these 4 heroes, and looks like Anti-Mage is about to get picked off on top.
Oh, AOI is actually very low. He's in a lot of trouble. No blink available. He's got 6 stick charges. He'll pop them now. Barely living for the time being. On the run. Has a blink cooling down. Where is he going to blink? Still running. Now blinking just directly back to the tower.
Oh, the arrow!
Oh, that was close. Nice jukes by AUI in the end, though.
Yeah, and again, they have a very good 4-on-5 lineup. Way too sexy on the Visage. Very good at just dishing out a lot of damage in team fights. Fogged, great at finding heroes that are split pushing by themselves, whether it be the Underfarm Mirana or the Nature's Prophet. And again, they like to play greedy, but sometimes you're forced into a situation where the other team's like, okay, we're gonna go 5-man, and Dignitas has a very great AoE and damage bursty lineup to work with that.
I think the big thing was also just that mid lane didn't go better for them. You can't let TA snowball when you pick a hero specifically to beat her in the lane. That's the whole idea behind the Axe pick. Battle Hunger removes your refraction. If you get lucky on the spins, you can just zone TA entirely out of the lane, especially at the early levels. The luck wasn't there for the Axe and Blomberg. Well, that one gank that didn't work out. Now he's in trouble mid. In comes Fogged, Impale to start. Now a Mana Burn to follow. Back into a Soul Assumption, I believe. Way too not throwing it yet. He'll unload. And boy, that hurts. Now in comes Snake King. He's surged up. He actually runs away. No detection for the Mirana ult.
Fogged is vendetta, though. Is he going to go back in?
That Mirana ult doing work and still Fogged lurking mid. Like you said, Vendetta online. They've got an Observer. Jussie. Oh, no. Not like this. We'll go down. Disruption was attempted by Boomski just a split second late. And while this is happening, AUI 2000 farming the top lane. Dignitas are rolling in Game 2. This could be a very quick 2-0 win for them. Somehow, 4FC have to take a stand here, else they'll drop down to the losers bracket of Group C, and they'll be one best of 3 away from being knocked out of the Corsair Summer Tour 2013.
2 towers just go in favor of Dignitas. Looking at the gold graph, it is just ugly. 12,000. That's almost 1,000 gold advantage per minute in this game. That is a little absurd.
You go 40 minutes, it'd be a 40k gold advantage, something I've personally never even witnessed. I don't know if this game goes 40 minutes, though. Battle Fury about to come up for AUI 2000. Not a very fast one. But considering the duress he was under in that top lane, consider the fact that he did die once earlier, it's still a decent timing for him. And he did go treads first. And I just don't know if they can... The other issue is I don't really think they have much ability to gank AUI. They have Disruption into the stuns. Maybe if they have 4 or 5 heroes there, they can kill him, but... They'll need basically their whole team. Otherwise, he'll be able to blink.
Yeah,
away.
they've tried so many times. The first time you don't kill him, he salves up, he buys a poor man shield. Next time, he survives because of his poor man shield, buys treads, and then after that, it's extremely difficult to kill him.
The trap has been set, but Fogged will pop the Carapace. The Laguna Blade turned against the Lina. Oh, she's not going to be happy about that. Snake King on the hunt, pops his drum charges, gets called for his trouble. Blomberg, well, he'll go down here. Meanwhile, 4-step forward, Fogged, one more Impale. Actually missing Krilly. Thought that one would connect, but just slightly too short. Coming up small there. Fogged, arrow will fly, and Dignitas, as a 2-man squad, will synchronize, juke away from that towards the bottom side of the map.
I think Axe just tried to pull a next level play by trying to Culling Blade the Familiar so he could run away.
With the move speed buff.
It didn't look like it did any damage. I'm not exactly sure if that's what happened, but I see his Culling Blade on cooldown, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't use on Snake King when he's at like 90% with an Aegis and with Refractum. So I'm wondering.
They have 300 HP. Does it not work on Familiars?
I have no clue.
Because that's the threshold, so in theory it should work.
It might be under the threshold. It might be 299 below. I'm not exactly sure the mechanics on that. Someone will have to check that out. Where's K-pop Toes is when you need him.
Well, I was trying to read the skill there, but it doesn't specify whether you have to be at or below the threshold. Now Battle Fury up for AUI 2000. Dignitas, they've taken the tier 2 bottom, the tier 2 mid. The only tier 2 remaining is the tier 2 top, and they're just camped, parked at this bottom lane. No intention of moving. By the way, they have an 18-minute Aghanim Scepter on their Visage.
That's
he doesn't even have his level 2 ult. His Familiars aren't even that strong, but he's about to get 3 of them.
17 creep kills. No problem.
And well, let's look at his kill score. 9-1-2. Well, he's killed too many creeps, Marlini. No longer has more creeps than
So we see
more kills than
4-step up on Universe. I think this is actually a very good choice as opposed to, let's say, a pipe. Just because someone gets sprouted, you can just 4-step him out. Someone gets Shadow Demon disrupted into an arrow, you just 4-step him out. And it'll pretty much negate most of the initiation capability by 4FC. What are they really going to initiate with? Just disrupt, maybe an Axe Blink, but he does not have Blink. You can't just like run up to Team Dignitas lineup with their mass slow, with the stun from Nixes and expect to pull off a good one. So usually it's going to be an arrow, and if they're prepared for that with the 4-step, and I'm sure Universe will be, then their team fight just kind of goes out the window. If you can't pick anyone off on Dignitas, they're just going to take you by storm.
Krilly trying to stall this game. He'll actually TP to the bottom lane. He'll work on the tier 1 here. I don't know how much Dignitas really care. They still have a creep wave coming. AUI or rather Snake King still farming the mid lane. AUI the top lane, deploys a trap, now hunting Boomski, who does have disruption. Just trying to stall, Snake King's charged in. He could be in slight trouble, and now actually in a lot of trouble.
Aegis.
No Aegis. Blomberg giving chase.
call?
There was no demonic purge there either. They had a lot of ways to try and kill him, but they decide not to. Now they give chase. Now it looks worse because the backup's coming. Snake King sprouted, trying to fight his way out, still alive. The Berserkers call off the mark. The arrow comes through. Lena dies to the familiars instantly. Now Blomberg in trouble, and Snake King still living. The king just can't be killed. Not like that, at least. And now AUI, well, he won some kills. He hasn't really gotten a chance to do anything with this farm. He'll join the mid lane. He'll blink forward. He'll go on Strangby. Fog finding another kill. And now your Mana Void. Strangby able to blink away, barely surviving, and now AUI on the hunt. He's sad. 0-1-1. This is actually the only worst thing than losing and getting crushed as a carry player is when your team wins, but you don't get to participate in the victory. They win 4v5, and then the game ends.
0-0-0 Dusa right here.
And then it's like, guys, don't end the game yet, because I want to get some kills. Krilly on the run. Eats a soul assumption to the face. Low, but not dead yet. We'll be able to Shadow Blade away. Vlad's for AUI. Great item to break the high ground. Now Carapace done onto Strangby. Fogged finding all kinds of kills in these engagements. Way 2, still keeping the push going. Dignitas standing strong here, leading 19-5, 21 minutes in. Very close to a Game 2 victory and a 2-0 sweep over 4FC.
And 4FC is not going to catch Dignitas by surprise. Again, they have the Moonlight Shadow and the Arrow. Those are how they can initiate. There's a gem pickup by Universe. He is absolutely prepared for anything that 4FC can throw at him.
Yeah, he's very prepared this game, and Dignitas just seem like they're prepared for 4FC. I don't know what 4FC can do at this point because they've got the objectively worst late game. There's no way a Mirana and a Prophet outcarry an Anti-Mage and a Templar Assassin. On top of that, their split push isn't that good. They have a worse team fight because Dignitas have mech, have triple familiars, have a blink on the Nyx. They're ahead by 20k gold. Dignitas can't win this by stalling. They can't fight now. That's a recipe for a loss, Merlini.
Yeah, and Prophet can't split push because he has to worry about a Nyx Assassin constantly, and Nyx Assassin is pretty huge. Him +1, or even Darkseer +1, or Anti-Mage +1. Pretty much any 2 heroes can just kill Krilly at this point. He's trying his best. Universe trying to hunt him down near the Dire Secret Shop.
Yeah, Fogged while that's happening, pushing in the bottom lane, has a blink ult, but keeps on eating Shadow Poison in the face. Dignitas aggressively pushing that tower. Universe, like you mentioned, is hunting Krilly. He's got a vacuum. No, actually already used it. Is not available. Meanwhile, they take the tier 2 top. Drums deployed by Snake King. AUI doesn't want to chase this, but Snake King sure does. Pops the meld. Strangby gets blown up. Kill secured by AUI 2000.
Oh, he's locked in there.
And now Snake King, you do not want to be sprouted in with him. He'll go down. He throws his own life away. Great trade there for 4FC, but still another kill for Snake King. And AUI 2000, well, he's getting farm. 172 CS, nearly out-farming Snake King at this point. What does he have coming? Is it a Manta? No, just a Yasha for him, but Dignitas
too.
Working towards their next items. Like you said, 4FC can't really split push. They can't really leave their base. They can't win this late. All they can do is hope for a couple of kills and some flashy moments for the highlight reel.
Hope for a throw by Dignitas. I mean, Snake King did try and dive to T3. Maybe if they play like super aggressively up in this T4 range, they can get some kills here and there, but things are looking very
a lot of
grim
ifs, a lot of
for
maybes.
4FC.
Normally not a good recipe.
But once Visage gets Rod of Atos, it's just GG. Just FF right
Rod
there.
of Owie.
I know. He's spread the word.
I
Spread
miss
the
Owie
gospel.
2000. There's nothing better than listening to him just
Talk about Atos?
talk about Rod of Atos and Visage for 40 minutes.
This is true. And item builds.
Yeah. He loves item builds.
He is a carry player.
He is a connoisseur. Yeah, carries get to spend gold a lot more, so item builds normally
Mask
more
of
important.
Madness.
Why the hell not? Disruption is here on our Anti-Mage. 2 points of mana break, so AUI will simply blink away. They wanted to make a go, could not quite get in range to pick him off. Universe, you mentioned the gem, now picks up a Void Stone. Dignitas just constantly pushing all 3 lanes, dewarding everywhere they go. This Shadowblade Prophet, Krilly, he'll TP into the enemy base. He's seen the courier leaving. He'll use the Shadowblade to secure a courier kill. Mission accomplished. And Dignitas, so they try and TP back for this. They won't bother.
Goldgraph has evened out just slightly. Go Krilly.
Nice ward placement. Completely missed that earlier, but yeah, that's a start. They'll need a lot more. 3 familiars working on the tier 3. A blink in from Fog. Gets Light Striker raid, but gets off the Impale in time. Strangby to fall. Dignitas breaking high ground. They've pulled in Krilly. A beautiful offensive 4-staff from Universe, but no follow-up yet. Now Boomski's going to disrupt that Anti-Mage. AUI actually gets called. His own illusion's doing so much work. He's going to go down. AUI is not happy about that, I bet. Will he buy back? That's the question. Nothing yet. However, carry Visage in the house. Buyback from the Axe. Triple kill for Way Too Sexy. The real star of this team, it feels. And now, Snake King, Mask of Madness, Manta style up. He'll single-handedly take down the tier 3 top. While this is happening, they're just diving the base. Blomberg, he used his Coin Blade on one of those familiars. I believe it actually died to that. Now, a vacuum back in. Fogged, Vendetta Strike is there. They secure another kill on Krilli's Nature's Prophet. Dignitas diving the Radiant Fountain. 25-7 your score. A 4-staff forward. Universe throwing his own life away. Now Way Too Sexy in trouble. He'll go down. Well, Merlini.
Never too late to throw.
They gotta overextend. They gotta throw big time to let 4FC back in this game, and I wouldn't call it a throw yet, but they're certainly overextending.
That Coiling Blade, easiest 100 gold of his life. Getting that value out of it still.
Familiar secured. Meanwhile, Jussie giving chase here. Snake King will Manta. He'll try to run away, but a blink forward by Mirana. Oh, Snake King might go down. That Battle Hunger does a lot of damage. He tries to turn this fight around. He'll try and lifesteal his way out. Strangby's actually going to go down. And while that's happening, Blomberg on the run. Fog giving chase. Out of mana at this point. Can't really engage any further. They've taken one lane of Rax. They could have ended it by now, but they got to get those kills. Got to get that value, especially for AUI's farm. They'll work on the tier 3 bottom. This should be falling soon. There is a glyph available. If 4FC want to make their stand, it's got to be now. Disruption, Soul Catcher to follow. Blomberg coming in. AUI forced to blink away.
Oh, try to last hit that tower, but it will get... Oh, that Hero Siege creep.
While this is happening, Snake King suiciding perhaps to the tier 2 mid, tier 3 mid. He'll back off. We'll go heal up in the jungle.
Is he going to die?
No, dodge that. No, he'll refract.
Oof, Mask of Madness almost owning him.
Yeah, that Mask of Madness, especially with Battle Hunger on you, it's definitely a double-edged sword.
Just lifesteal it away.
That's what he did last time. 4FC, they need to chain stun him. They're in danger of losing their second lane of Rax. It's all but over for 4FC in the winner's bracket of Group C. For the Corsair Summer Tour 2013, this looks like the end. Dignitas coming in, very patiently waiting to end this game, but not committing to a fight just yet. Meanwhile, Snake King buys an Eagle Horn. He wants more items. Apparently, his 13k gold in 26 minutes is not, or rather 14k gold is just not enough.
Is he going for a butterfly, or is he going for
Ethereal Blade?
Fountain Camping EB?
It's actually a decent choice. It'll help the Soul Assumption damage a lot, but can't really chaos with that. It's rather hard.
You can try. What's his agility at right now? 125. That's pretty good.
It's okay.
It's decent. It's like a...
Not as agile as us, that's for sure. Snake King, you could learn a thing or two. Meanwhile, mid lane, though, he's fighting Blomberg. He now pops the Mask of Madness. He charges in, gets stunned. Where's that Laguna? No mana to pop it, but one last Sprout special will bring him down. He's going to die here. Chop!
Slam
off
dog.
With his head. Axe is back. Well, not back, but...
Man, he didn't save it for familiars. That's 100 gold down the drain.
Yeah. Well, he gets a kill. That's what really matters. Kill secured. 2 lanes of Rex for Dignitas. Could be 3 soon. AUI, a full Manta style in the stash. He'll go get it now.
Stun from Fog.
Fog airballs the stun, and now is publicly castrating himself for that failure.
And this will be the second set of Rex down, and all that is left is the mid Rex exposed. Owie with his Manta style, chopping it away, slicing it away. Is he slicing? Do you slice with glaives?
I don't know what you do. Yeah, they're more of slicers. You just kind of mince it up.
Okay.
They're mincers.
He's mincing the building?
AUI, he's a good cook. He made us fried rice.
This is true.
You threw salmon on a grill and called it a meal.
Hey.
Challenging Merlini's cooking skills. In comes AUI. He pops the Manta. It'll be one last hurrah for 4FC. Then they're down to the loser's bracket. They're out of this one for sure. Dignitas take it in a 2-0 sweep. 4FC just got outlaid in this game.
They didn't say
Outplayed.
GG yet, LD.
They didn't say GG, but let me tell you, they'll be saying it soon. That's a blink, a stun on 3. Here comes the Mana Void. No Mana Void yet from AUI. Now a back, Strang below, not dead yet. Not ending the game. Dignitas trying to pad their stats. Gotta improve those dat Dota.
They're trying to feed spectators items with the multi-kills.
Now this is how you improve your datdota.com profile. Just fountain camp for 3 hours. Won't be happening here.
I'm trying to. I was trying to get a replay parser at a time, but the problem is like the last few minutes of the game is just so padded in terms of gold and in terms of kills that it's very difficult to get accurate data.
Yeah.
Need an anti-fountain camping replay parser. That'd be fairly difficult to.
In theory, it all balances out if your team's winning close to 50%, but yeah, some teams get to fountain camp more often than others.
Yeah, most teams GG before this.
Yeah. This is almost Pinoy Dota. The Pinoys are the ones who just will not GG. They will not GG. Even, well, they'll GG at the end of the game, but they'll make sure they get every last second out of that game. before going down. Snake King dropping low. Dignitas looking good as expected, Merlini. I don't think there's any big surprises here.
Yeah, they play greedy like they normally do. It paid off for them. We saw barely any rotation from Dignitas until I think Vintage came in like once, but they didn't rotate until maybe like 8-9 minutes in, and their solo lane just did very well. Snake King paired off well versus the counter axe pick. Darkseer did very well versus the Nature's Prophet on bottom. Minimize S on anti-mage. Play greedy, farm up, snowball,
Dignitas Dota.
kill, fountain camp.
Why doesn't it work when we do it in pubs?
I don't know. I think I need a Culling Blade more familiars.
That's your problem.
That's awesome.
You've got quite a few.
100 gold. I have seen Mana Leak. Mana Leak instantly stuns it, just like it stuns the bear. So that's kind of cool. It's like easiest 100 gold. That's actually a worthy cooldown to use it for.
Yeah, that's definitely something unusual. So Dignitas will move on. We have another best of 3 coming up, though. We can actually take a quick look at the schedule. I believe we're going to have a break before that, but we should be able to get on. I don't know if we'll start early or not, but it's going to be EG versus Denial Esports, formerly, like you said, Arctic Gaming, the Peruvian squad. So obviously EG will be favored in this, but I think Arctic actually has a winning record against EG. I was reading, so
I saw them take down Navi in one game.
They did. That was in the WePlay.tv group stages.
Yeah, I watched that game. That game was awesome. That TA was just balling out of control.
Scythe the Vice TA. I still remember it. It was a blast. We'll see if they can muster that kind of game, because they'll need something special. EG got 3-0'd in the American Dota League versus Team Liquid yesterday. Not necessarily in their best form, but guys, we're going to take a quick break here. It's the Corsair Summer Tour 2013. We'll be back after this break with EG versus Denial Esports. Winner of that match will play Dignitas. The winner of that will be first place in Group C. We already have 4 teams that have moved on. By the time this group is done tomorrow, at the end of the day, only 2 will be left standing. Can Denial surprise us? Can 4FC stay alive? We'll start to get the answers to those questions as Jesus, English is our language. As the day progresses.
Jesus stick.
I'm LD, he's Merlini. We'll be back after this with more Corsair Summer Tour action. Stay tuned.